What's up, everybody? What's up? Welcome to the channel Ron Harris Muscle, and we're doing a watch party for the Arnold Classic South America happening right now in Sao Paolo, Brazil. The channel that we are watching here on screen is a YouTube channel called Muscle Contest International. Need to give them full credit. Muscle Contest is one word, Muscle Contest International. That is a channel run by, I believe, Tamarel Gundy, promoter down there in Brazil. Promotes a ton of shows in the U.S. and in South America. And we're being joined by Big Mike Cox.
What it do, son?
Hey!
What's good, bro?
Hey.
Hello, Jen.
Hello, Mike. How are you? Hello,
I'm
Ron.
good. Jen, you do know they play baseball now, right?
I
There's
just
like 10
ripped out
guys at
my
the
headphone.
Who's
10
playing
guys in the
baseball? Like Major
Live
League
TV, you gotta love it.
Baseball already started, right, Mike?
Yeah, they did, but for the Mets, they had like 5 people at the game the other day.
Oh no.
Oh, really?
Well, there was probably like 30 people at the baseball game there.
What,
Wow.
Was that because of COVID or what?
I just think because they're a bad team.
Geez, 5 people. That's awful. That is awful. Man.
Dismal performance so far. I just have to say
Yes.
that.
Not the
Tigers
greatest,
coming.
but it's early.
No.
Tiger's coming, everybody. They're already asking. I wore this for him. I can't wait to surprise him with the it's not a Giles Tiger shirt, but there is a tiger on it. So
He's gonna love that.
I hope so.
He's
Was
absolutely
that-
gonna love
That's
that.
great.
I actually couldn't remember the other day because I just got it a couple days ago. I couldn't remember if it was a lion on there or a tiger. I'm like, shit, I hope it's a tiger because that'd be cool. Sure enough, it's a tiger.
That's great.
Yeah. So
That is so great.
Hot
I
damn.
yeah. Lauren just hopped on our WhatsApp live chat, group chat, and asked if when Men's Open was going on. My best guess is they're going to start with wellness.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, and there's only 2 pro
Yeah.
divisions being judged today and having finals tonight, later at 6 p.m. Eastern, and that's wellness and open men bodybuilding. So, he wants to know what time. I said my best guess, probably about 45, 55 minutes.
Yeah.
It's a good estimation.
Yeah, it takes a little while.
And how many guys in the Open? There's what, like 8 guys in the Open?
Let's see. We got
Something
Rafael
like
1, 2.
that, yeah.
Jonathan's not in this, much to the chagrin of some other people who said he was. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 even.
Okay. Nice.
And only 3 from out of Brazil. We got 2 Americans and a Mexican. Yeah. Wellness is 100% Brazilian. Classic physique, 100% Brazilian. Wheelchair, 100% Brazilian. It's only 2 guys. But it's down in Brazil. What do you expect? So, but
yeah, you couldn't pass it up. Like, I'm assuming that every pro in Brazil try to get invite to this show.
yeah, I mean, it's I've heard of most of these guys. This is a very exciting. Oh, actually, you know what? I had Jonathan on my list there just in case he shocks the world. So actually, it's 9 guys. You never know, man.
Chelsea?
You never know.
Oh, not yet.
No.
One thing I'm surprised about is really that John Delarosa did not do this show. He would have been perfect for this lineup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even though you have GoodVito in this lineup, this is his pro debut, if I
Yes.
understand that.
Yeah.
So this is GoodVito's pro debut. Even against him, Delarosa would have a very strong showing. So I am very surprised he did not do Honor Brazil.
I mean, on paper, he would have done he would have been second place unless Tonio.
Easily.
Oh yeah.
I'm curious to see Tonio. I haven't seen him since the Olympia. I know he's been working hard.
Mhm.
He's got that kind of frame where 2 or 3 pounds of muscle looks like 10 pounds on somebody else.
Yes.
And he's conditioned. He's conditioned and he gets hard.
Totally.
He's bubbly. Like how Dexter was kind of like that round and bubbly muscle.
Mhm.
Tonio has that kind of and the quads have that crazy flair to him. It just he's got a very good look. It's just, how's he going to look against Ramon? I'm sorry.
Rafael.
Yes, Rafael. Yes. How's he look?
We know what you
against
meant. It's
Rafael?
okay.
Yes. Okay. Cool. Awesome. So
don't get yourself in trouble there, Mike.
It's live
dude,
TV. You gotta love it.
Yeah, and I got a whole nation against me. But
And
GoodVito, it's you want to see if the fancy pics match reality, right? Like because a lot of times these pictures around, we know they don't. Instagram doesn't equate to stage, right? So that's that great hotel light where you're in your window and the sun's hitting just right and your skin's crazy thin. That's not what's going to show up on stage. So you want to see if that translates, if the hype is real. You know what I mean? Want to see if the hype is real. So And hopefully, man, some of these guys, should maybe make that trek to Detroit if they can. It's only a week away, and why not try?
Mm-hmm. That's right.
So Detroit, I think is 20. I think I read it's 25,000 for first.
Yeah,
20?
next Sunday, right?
Yeah.
20 or 25.
I know it's more than he had it on his page. It's more. It's at least 20. It might be 25 for first, because now they have the minimum. You can't offer less than 15,000 now for first prize. That's for good. An open show, which is I mean, it was $10,000 for 30 years. It didn't change.
No,
inflation.
Because remember Darren Charles used to be called the king of the $10,000 shows.
She's right though. Those like Miami Pro, those little pro shows like that.
Yeah,
for like 20 years, right?
At least.
Ooh,
so,
longer.
I mean, geez.
Right.
I think Gary Stridham won 10,087.
You know what? I was telling people on live yesterday we need more turnout for my lives, guys. Friday at 5. Join me every Friday at 5. The Mr. Olympia, the first few years, first prize was $500.
Yeah.
Oh.
And like a tin crown. And then, hold on, they bumped it all the way up to $1,000, and it stayed there for years and years too.
Years.
So, yeah. I mean, even when
remember when the 50 grand, but remember Arnold Classic, that the first year, the 60,000, that was a big deal. That was a huge prize.
Yeah.
Going into that show, that $60,000, which now is like what, 6th place at the Olympia.
Right. Yeah. Everyone's trying to figure out what the Olympia is going to do with their prize money now. But and the Olympia is, people are sticking up for the Olympia, saying if you add up the total prize money they're giving out, it's actually still way more than the Arnold, because the Arnold, they dumped 4 divisions completely.
Right.
The Olympia they have to have every division. They don't have a choice. They can't say, I don't want to have women's bodybuilding. I don't want to have women's physique. No, they have to have everything. Let's talk about these women athletes. They're all from Brazil. These are wellness. I was hoping Lauren would jump on because I don't know who any of them are, but I did make a screenshot, so I don't know any of these names. But if you guys do, help me out. I mean, I don't know who any of them are. I'm not familiar with them.
I think some of them
the
are
wrong
new.
link, I think.
Let me take a look at the IFBB Pro site real quick.
I have it on. I have a screenshot. They're all from Brazil. I don't have numbers, but it was Danielle Alves Balbino da Silva. That's all. That's one person with all those names. Deborah Boff, Ryan Fogal. Another one that's all one person. Andrea Cadella da Silva. They have long names down there. Claudia Gentile, Renata Guadiachaba, Raira Lima, Valkyra Lopez, Deborah Paula de Oliveira. Wow, there's a lot of de Oliveras and de Silvas. Deborah Pereira, Fernanda Kivia Ramos, Pamela Rodriguez, Ruth Matos. So nice they named her twice. And Andrea Santos. I don't know who any of them are, but they all look, I mean, I'm not going to say they all look alike. That's an awful thing to say about any group of people, I know. But they all look fantastic.
That's terrible.
But they all look fantastic to me, though. This guy says that
it's nitpicking, Ryan. Like, it's just it's so new, right? I mean, it was like remember when like fitness and figure first came out? We were just like, you know what I mean? It takes time for regular meatheads like us to kind of pick up on it, right? So I mean, it's got a huge following. Listen, they show out in droves. I hear the crowd when the wellness girls are on and the bikini girls, and so I mean, it's part of the sport, and we've had to not be grumpy old men and kind of let them in and do their thing. But like I said, it would help if Lauren she's got a better eye for a lot of these girls.
Yes.
I feel like if you showed the average schmuck on the street the top 10 at the Olympia, they would say they all look the same to me. They look exactly the same. Whereas you and I and Jen, we can sit there and go, no, this one's got a better back. This one's got better structure, this and that. We could pick them apart.
Yeah.
When I look at them, I see big legs, big glutes. I see I see a lot of similarities. I don't have that eye for wellness yet. I don't know if I ever will. I would probably have to sit there and I would have to sit next to like a judge and like, what do you, have him explain to me what
do you look for?
Right.
Because I don't know. You don't know what to look for. Like you don't know. Like, should they be lean? Should they be hard? Should they be a little bit fuller? Right. Should the delts be capped? It's just, and it kind of evolves every year because the trends change. You know what I mean? It's just like
how
a
much
bikini,
upper body? I don't know how much upper body they're supposed to have. That's what puzzles me the most.
Jose,
and they don't show their back because the hair's there.
Yeah.
Beautiful hair.
Jose put it as it's a more muscular form of bikini, and that's a good way to describe it. But as it's evolved over the last couple of years, it's become much more than that. It really is its own division unto itself. And honestly, I mean, one of the reasons why I didn't pursue bodybuilding when I was younger is because I just didn't want to get that muscular. I had a more athletic build when I was younger. But if this had been around when I was younger, I'm talking maybe about early 20s to 30, I may have pursued wellness because I had the frame for it in my youth.
Yeah, you could probably say the same thing about classic and men's physique. A lot of guys, if they had that option years ago, they would have gone that route. But like when Mike and I started, we didn't have any options. It was you're going to do bodybuilding or you're going to do bodybuilding. That's it.
Right.
You didn't have a choice. Say, well, I can't get my legs big, so what do I do? Oh well, I guess you're going to be a bodybuilder with a shitty leg.
Right, but if classic had been around when you were competing, Ron,
what was around?
Would you have gone into the classic division more so?
Yeah, I might have, and it probably would have saved me from ruining my physique because I chased size, I chased body weight. I had my son Christian has like a 28-inch waist. Mine wasn't that much bigger. I had a pretty small waist when I was a young guy. And over the years, just pounding this food and gear and everything, I blew up my midsection to become what I call a barely heavyweight. I was a heavyweight in the NPC at the national level, but I was at the bottom of the weight class, getting my ass routinely kicked by guys who were like 220, 225. Yeah. So had I had that option, I think I would have played to my strengths. I had pretty good shape and symmetry and proportions and all that, but I was like, I got to get big. And the things that got big on me just ruined my proportions. My midsection, my quads kept growing, my chest kept growing, my arms barely grew. So yeah, I think I would have done it. Yeah. Well, hang on. We have one actual question about the Open that I can definitively answer for this guy. I think you can too. Do you guys believe Akeem Williams can win today?
No.
Okay, so he's not in the show, Tony, but I don't know if you're being hypothetical. Maybe you were being hypothetical, like if he was in the show, could he win? No. Well, he wasn't able to beat Rafael at was he in the UK show too? No, because Rafael didn't do it. But
no, Rafael, but he skipped it.
Yeah, so he skipped it. So he was fifth at the Ohio, right? Behind it was Hadi, Samson, Rafael,
Jonathan.
You
got Rafael,
and then
Akeem. Then Akeem passes him 2 weeks later.
Right.
So I don't think Akeem, even if he was in it today, I don't see him possibly getting past Rafael today.
Or William Martin.
No, but
that matter.
I mean, listen, Akeem, he's got to get a good look. They look at him late in each show, and kind of by the time they find him, they're like, too late. So whatever show he does, hopefully Tampa or Orlando. I'm being selfish.
I'd love to see that.
Be really selfish. Say Tampa, just Tampa.
What about
Tampa.
Detroit?
Yeah. I mean, he won Tampa. He's won Tampa twice, actually, Akeem.
Yes, he has.
Yeah. So why not? Why not go back and win it again?
Could do that.
We're going to have some guys popping up toward the end of the season. They're going to be looking for qualifications, so it won't be that easy.
Akeem coming in
and
fourth
some guys
at the
are not
Arnold
going to
Classic,
miss
though. Let me just say this real quick. Akeem coming in fourth at the Arnold Classic, though, that was a huge surprise because we were all saying Akeem 6th, Akeem 7th. When it was the fourth place finish, that really shows how much work he's put in to his physique over the last year or so and what he's willing to do to move up. Because I don't think he was satisfied with going into 5th, 6th, and 7th in the past. He really wants to move up. He's hungry for that. So I think we will see him in Tampa. Possibly, I even think Detroit.
That'd be a good show, man.
I mean, Tampa and Texas are going to be tough shows. They're going to be very tough shows this year. I think we're going to get Hunter's going to show up. Andrew Jack is going to be at one of those. I bet Regan Grimes pops up at one of those.
Yeah.
A few guys that we're not even thinking about right now.
And even guys around that, listen, they play second, third in New York. They want that qualification. And you got to hit these as somebody, a big name is not going to be in Vegas in October. Somebody that we know it's just not going to happen. But that's just part of the sport, man. Like, you got to compete, and you win some, you lose some. Like Flex lost, Chris lost, Sean lost. So it's just, you have to put it out there. And I hate to be that grumpy old man saying, well, those guys competed like 10 times a year. But they did. You know what I mean? Like America did 10, 15 shows a year, man.
That's right.
You know what I mean? So it's just, it can be done, but I just think now it's just, you know, like I said, there's no more, not a lot of guest posings anymore. And it's just, everything's done online, but you got to compete. You know, you learn your body that way. But again, you know, it's their body and it's their health and they got to think long term. You know what I mean? So it's kind of a catch-22 as a you know, the meatheads like, yeah, man, I'll see all these guys in Tampa. But, you know, they have lives and families. So,
yes.
You know, what can you do?
Yes.
Do we think Delarosa is going to pop up in Tampa? He's going to do one of the later shows.
Yeah.
I suspect. So the Olympia's in October. Tampa's August.
August, yeah.
I think the last time I talked to John, which was less than 2 weeks ago, him and his coach Patrick were looking at that Flex show, the one in Italy. Milan, is it? Is that? I'm not really sure which city it's in, but he was thinking about that one. I mean, those European shows, the European athletes are great, but there's some great American athletes who sort of missed the boat with those shows. They should have gone over there.
Man. You know, and John leveled up. John, we didn't expect De La Rosa to like, look, even from the progress pics we saw, people were like, you know, he doesn't look quite. But dude, when he came out, he just leveled up and he maintained that condition, Ron, for over 2 weeks and over in another country. You know, maintaining that kind of dried out physique. And when John's in that kind of shape, it accentuates everything about him. The small waist, the flaring lats, you know, the quads, you know what I mean? And you know, too, that muscle maturity's there. He's getting older. That old man muscle, bro, is there. And that's something you can't rush. That comes with time, right? Hunter's going to get there one day. But John's getting to that point to where that he has that crisp Dexter look almost.
Yeah.
Good point. Yes.
If you guys didn't see the Ron Line interview I did with him, he talked about the fact that he really has never had the luxury of being a full-time bodybuilder like a lot of the people he had to face. In the early years as a pro, he was still an elevator mechanic, crawling around inside elevator shafts with hundreds of pounds of greasy parts to elevator engines. It's like 120
in July.
Man.
There's his workout.
God. And then, you know, he opened up a gym with his business partner, fellow pro Sean Cavell, a couple years ago in Sawgrass. Is it Sawgrass? So he's been a busy guy, but now he's in a better place. He's got a wife that's really supportive. I think he's hitting his stride now he's turning 40 years old next month. But I think this is his best years are probably going to be now and for the next 3, 4, or 5 years.
Yeah.
And John's a likable guy, bro. Like all of his kind of life has played out in the magazines and online. So, you know, it's kind of like our TMZ, and you root for John because he had a real job and he still competed, right? Like he just wasn't playing video games. So you root for guys like that, you know, had the grind to get where he's at. You know what I mean? And you know, his dad's awesome. Like everybody loves Pops. You know what I mean? So you can't help but root for a guy like that.
Definitely. Yeah. And this is the best version of John Delarosa we've seen in a long, long time. Like you said, I think this is his time. And I would love to see him on Olympia stage. I really would. But another factor that we have to consider this year that we didn't have in 2023, but that we do have for 2024 is the point system. So at the end of the year, somebody's going to get that wild card and is going to be on the Olympia stage. I would love to see Delarosa qualify. But if he doesn't and he gets those points, I'd love to see him on Olympia stage. That'd be fantastic.
Yeah. Like what if he goes to one show and Hunter beats him? He goes to another show and Andrew Jack beats him. Could happen. You know, these guys are all so great. But if he racks up enough points and, you know, I'd love to see John get a first call out for the Olympia. If not this year, at least once before he's all said and done. I'd love to see him make top 6 in Olympia. You can't help but root for John. He's such a cool kid.
No.
Kid.
He is.
Kid.
They're all kids to me. They're all youngsters.
Yeah.
Anybody below 50 to us is a kid.
Pretty much.
Exactly.
Here's a little, while we're on wellness here, this, I don't know if this is a good thing to post or a bad thing, but he says he's got his 4-year-old granddaughter and a brother. Granddaughter says, those ladies look like they got bee stings on the butt.
Oh my God.
Well, I mean, they have prominent glute development.
That's the comment of the day.
Bee stings on the butt.
That's wonderful.
I'm gonna stay out of this one because you guys know how I feel about these wellness butts.
Well, let me tell you, if I mean, this looks all natural to me, but what do I know? It's hard for me, you're a better connoisseur of the glutes, Mike, as far as being enhanced than I am. There's one woman that I'm not gonna throw anyone under the bus, but there was one top competitor, an American woman, who everybody was just like, come on, who you kidding with that butt of yours? It was like shiny, it looked like a shelf, like you could fit a pitcher of beer on top of it and it wouldn't move. So when it's super obvious, I catch it, but I'm not as good as you at detecting it when it's not that obvious. Like it,
bro, when your ass
tiny.
can see your ass from the front, right? It looks like a diaper. Listen, and I know they train hard, but even when you're this lean, bro, right? If you look at Cindy Gillen from the back, her glutes tie into her hamstrings down to her calves. It's not a shelf, right? It's not a shelf. But listen, hey, God bless them. They're dieting down, and this is a big fan base, and God bless them. But
Sawgrass is in Sunrise, Florida. Just to clarify, if you guys want to check out, it's called Sawgrass Fitness Systems. It's in Sunrise, Florida. The only reason I know anything about that area is when I went to visit my daughter in Boca Raton last year, before she moved to Miami. Oh, was that 2 years ago? Anyway, there's a bunch of mall. There's like a big outlet system, a bunch of outlets in Sawgrass. I think Sawgrass Mills. You familiar with it, Mike? No.
No, I'll get out of my house.
Florida's a big state. Anyway, but if you want to waste as a man like 8 to 10 hours of your life, go there with a couple of women and get dragged around to like Fendi, Gucci, all that crap. Louis Vuitton, and they were still making people. It was still at that point. Yeah, it must have been 2 years ago where they would only let a certain amount of people in the store at once. So everyone's outside baking in the sun for like an hour waiting to get in. I'm like, oh, to go in and look at, $5,000 handbags that are marked down from $10,000. Oh, what a country we live in.
That's great.
That's where they say, get that bag. Isn't that what they're talking about? Is the handbag?
Yeah. I get it. Listen, when I went to the Bahamas, I got me 2 really nice bootleg Rolexes. They were awesome. They looked real. You couldn't tell. They worked for like 3 months, and then but for that I rocked those bad boys for 3 months, son.
Oh man, yeah. I got one good watch. It's real, but I can't justify it. Everyone's got their own priorities, and like a gentleman from my gym, Sacco.
The only watch I haven't broken yet.
Yeah, there you go. Was that a Fitbit?
No, this is iWatch.
Apple Watch.
Yeah.
iWatch. Apple Watch.
iWatch.
Yeah. So a guy asked me, "Is it worth it to go to the New York Pro, to go all the way to New Jersey?" I said, dude, to me, I live 10 miles away from Gillette Stadium. It's not worth it to me to go see the Patriots. I could give a shit about football. So it's up to I can't tell you what's worth it. If you really want to see a good pro bodybuilding show and a great crowd, go to the New York Pro. If not, then I guess don't. But
I would love to go to New York this year. I'm hoping I get to go this year if everything goes right. If you know what I'm talking about. Ron knows what I'm talking about. But
I do.
And Mike, kind of, I think you know what I'm talking about. But, yeah, I'm working on it. But honestly, we will be doing an on-site coverage at New York Pro. I can say that for certain.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah.
Very nice.
I'm bringing Christian with me. Christian's going to be there.
Is he going to be your helper?
Yeah, he better help me. It's funny. He got pretty excited because Tyler Mannion announced a few days ago now they're doing natural shows in the NPC. They're going to start with 30 of them this year. They're testing for pretty much everything. It's like 3 years off steroids, 3 years off insulin. There's a whole list of things like that. They don't have any in our area, but it's going to grow. And they're going to add another. I think they're going to add another natural pro qualifier next year. I think you're commenting on what's on screen. Yeah. No. Anyway. Yeah. So I'm happy to see that because we have natural shows in our area, different organizations, but they're not that well run as far as the production values of the shows. Like we went to one in Rhode Island last year just so I could show him what natural competitors look like because he was like really discouraged. He wants to do classic physique and he's looking at these kids who already look like, mini Bumsteads basically, and they're on gear and everything. So I took him to that and he was very excited, but there were like 20 people in the audience. The sound system was crap. It was just embarrassing. I don't think the head judge even had a mic. Yeah, he had a microphone, but it was rinky dink compared to even like the NPC productions that we have in Boston. which we got one coming up in 3 weeks. 3 weeks from today. The Cutler, the Jay Cutler Classic is coming up in Boston at the Royale, which is a club we all used to go trip our balls off, roll our asses off at, called the Roxy. And they're going to have it at the location of that same nightclub that we used to go to as meatheads.
Wow.
That was Nate. Nice. That was Nate Tello's doing. Nate
was it really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, very nice.
Because
Nate's doing some things, man. That gym looks nice. That gym looks phenomenal.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not huge. It doesn't have the high ceilings and everything, but the equipment selection for the amount of square footage he has is spectacular. He's got like 4 or 5 Panada pieces. He got Atlantis pieces, the ones from Canada.
Wow.
Yeah, because him and Jose went around for over a year. I think they went to 10 or 12 different states looking at different equipment in different gyms. And they tried out every piece of equipment and they decided what they wanted. And then he bought it piece by piece.
That's like the Redcon 1 gym. It's all filled with Panada equipment, you said.
Yeah, the most Panada equipment I've ever seen was the Redcon 1 gym in Nashville. Yeah. I think he said, Aaron was there when we did that grand opening a couple of years ago for MD. He said they have the largest selection of Panada equipment outside of Europe in that gym.
Oh my God.
So, yeah, it's very expensive. And of course, they're shipping it from Italy. So can you imagine?
Jesus, man. That no, not at all. Like owning a gym would be great, but I couldn't imagine like the cost and like the day-to-day stuff. Owning a gym would just be insanity.
No, yeah. I mean, I've talked to people while they were in the process, and like they didn't sleep. Their whole until that gym was open, and then for a good year or at least until they really got their their staff in place and everything. They were there like all the time. You got to be.
That's crazy, man. Yeah, you really do. And I wouldn't trust people anyway with my stuff. That's just me though. You want to be there just to like watch over that. So are these the pro wellness girls, right? I'm assuming.
Yes.
Yeah. This is
okay.
So the men's open will be after that.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
So the point system, get money with cooks. The point system was only gone in 2023. They only, I don't know. I can't remember when they started it. Do you remember, Mike or Jen?
Was it 2020? No, it was long. It was way before that, wasn't it?
Yeah. I remember it being 2018, 2017, maybe even better.
Maybe something like, I think it might have been that. Yeah.
Yeah. It was around for a while. It wasn't around that long, comparatively speaking.
But they didn't do it last year. They're doing it this year. And you know what? I was against it kind of because I just felt with some of these shows, I mean, how many people do you want on stage in the open? But now I've sort of like backtracked that because there are so many great competitors. And let's say you do get a guy that wins and then says, oh, well, I'm already qualified, but I want money and this is paying me 25 grand. I'm going to hop in this show. And he wins that show. And then there's another show that he wins another 25 grand at. So this guy has already taken 3 or 4 qualifications, let's just say, from somebody that could have won that show. Like
Nathan Diasha over in Europe. Winning all the shows, you know what I mean? But
Theo. Let's just say, because let's say,
and I'm a judge. I'm a meathead. I want all these guys. If there's like 30 guys,
the best guy on stage.
I want the guys. Like maybe it's not so much bikini and wellness, like 75 of those girls. But listen, I'm a meathead, man. You just want to see the meatheads, and that's just. But you don't want, 40 people on stage. You can't judge. You can't judge that. You can't give everybody a good look.
Well, to be fair, hold on. The point system only added 2 people per division. We were all blaming the point system.
I know.
Yeah,
for all the shows.
In 22, Ron was in Vegas with Jose and Giles, yes, and I was in New York. You were up with us too. 3-4 o'clock in the morning Eastern. The show, and in Vegas, it didn't let out to. You didn't finish coverage until 1 o'clock, Ron.
Yeah, or maybe it was 1:30.
Yeah.
So it's like at 4 o'clock in the morning. I was just like, My
wife woke up and goes, I woke. She was waking up, and I was like, "You're gonna go to bed." She's like, "You still watching that shit?"
Wow. And it's the athletes. Of course, the fans. Nobody wants to be up that late. It's ridiculous. But the athletes backstage, a lot of them came in on. They showed up on stage looking much worse than they should have, because they were stuck backstage for 6-8 hours.
Yes.
A lot of them didn't have enough. They didn't plan for it because they didn't have any idea, and they didn't have their food. They were flattening out. They were stressing out. So I think conditions suffered on at least half of the competitors overall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And on the pay-per-view route, and you know, when you're there and they look like that, so imagine on the pay-per-view event how it looked, how it just translated, maybe even a little bit worse. So you know, the Arnold is setting the bar very high with all these shows, all these free shows. And I don't mind paying for the Olympia. I don't care. It's the Olympia. You know what I mean? Like, I don't mind going. Right. I'll support all these shows. I love bodybuilding, but the production value, we're starting in that era where you got to have some production value. You got to like keep the audience, right? You know, so and it's a worldwide audience. So what are you going to do? We all saw this. Now everybody's like, well, what's the Olympia going to do? So and competition is good, man. And Arnold said the hell with it. He just doesn't care. That's great.
But 23, they did really well with the time management. And I was like,
yes,
shit, it's over already? I mean, what am I going to do with myself for the next hour?
That is true.
I was just like, wow. So, you know, do they go a little overboard sometimes with the amount of shows? Yeah, they do. I'm going to say that right off the bat. But if you have a good number of guys on the stage, and it's not like an insane amount, that I think is really good and is pacing the show well. But again, we cannot discount the fact that, you know, if you do have people that go in and win one show and then win another show and consecutively win these shows for either money or, you know, just for the fact they want to get out there, you are potentially taking away spots from potential Olympia qualifiers. So the point system does give that ability to rank and hopefully get on the stage. So for that reason, I do support the point system, and I do support also having the amount of shows that they do. As long as the promoters can pace these contests well so that these guys don't get flattened out, aren't able to feel like, you know, I looked great 4 hours ago and now I look like shit. They need to be able to present themselves in the best possible light and compete at the best peak of their physiques.
Yeah, you know, just to touch on that issue that comes up. Well, last year we didn't have the point system, and guys like Nathan Dasha won a few shows. There was a few. Who else won multiple shows last year? A couple of people did.
You had Theo, you had Nathan.
Yeah. So there's that argument that they took away an Olympic qualification from somebody else who hadn't qualified yet. But then you have to, you know, my instinct says, well, if you can't beat them here, you're not going to beat them at the Olympia.
Right.
So why should the Olympia be so inclusive? I know that's a rotten thing to say because these guys all work so hard, but the Olympia is supposed to be the elite of the elite.
Right.
You know, I mean, theoretically, it could be like the top 10, 12 guys in the world. You know, the Arnold does it like by invitation, they 10 or 12 guys. But you could have the Olympia just be the top 10 bodybuilders in the world. They don't need to have 20, 30 guys. They had 32. Last year was the year that they had so many damn guys.
Yeah, 22.
99. Remember 99, they had 13 or 14 in 99.
Yeah,
that's it.
That was the worst year.
You know what I mean? It was a very, and that's all that qualified, bro. But, and then again, like 2002, there was like 25 guys. So it varies, man. And sometimes remember, like, we all think we know what's going to happen, but remember Gustavo Bedell came from nowhere to third. Sean Roden came from like nowhere to top 3. So it can happen. Rowley made it 2018, made that jump. It can happen, man. So yeah, exactly. Right. So it's possible for, you know, a guy from the back to do it. So it's just, you know, it's a catch-22. Yeah, I agree with you. I want the best of the best there. Yeah. But if you win a pro show, bro, you're good. We know that. Like, first of all, getting there is one thing. Being decent is another. Winning one of these things, like, it's hard. It's hard winning a local show. So if you can win a professional bodybuilding contest, you're special. You deserve to be treated special. And again, it does go for the other classes as well. I'm calming down to my old age. I'm being equal to everybody.
Yeah. Well, the issue is that there's so many more. It's not an equal amount of contests per division. Some divisions, bikini, figure, classic, men's physique, they have far more of those than they do men's open shows.
Fitness, bro.
Fitness doesn't have many either because you have to. Men's Open has a much higher, what do they call it? Sanction fee that the promoters have to pay the pro league.
Oh yeah.
So that's a little limitation for some promoters that might not be able to come up with that money. So you end up having 60, 65 pro bikini shows a year versus 25, 28 men's open shows. So that's why you're going to
Ashley wins all of them.
Yeah, Ashley wins. We have to use a different division for an example.
Yeah.
So that's why you'll have that year we had 60 guys in classic, 60 women in figure, 60 women in bikini.
It was nuts.
It was last year. It was 300. It was over 300 in the Olympia last year, right? It was the year before.
Yeah.
Yeah,
well, the year before, it was the record numbers, right?
This is a joke. Kai's not really guest posing. Signature rear double glute spread. Oh, that's awful.
That's terrible. That's terrible.
I mean, I wish he would guest
pose. They said
pose.
400 last year.
Was it 400?
Yeah.
They had to do reservations for 400. Yeah.
Yeah. Hey,
Christ.
That's another expense that people might not be factoring in to give Dan Solomon and Jake Wood extra credit. They have to fly out all those people. They have to put them up in a hotel for like 5 days.
Mm-hmm.
They give them a per diem for food. Mm-hmm. They have to give them a VIP ticket for a significant other or coach or whatever. Yep. I mean, it's a lot. If you're talking about 400 athletes, I'm sure that's like insanity, 250 of them are from outside the U.S. probably.
And the logistics of coordinating someone from Russia coming to Las Vegas, dude. That's just, we don't see that part. But when you talk about it, like, people need to realize that it's not easy. This isn't the NFL or MLB. Like, there are billions of dollars flowing in from Nike and Pepsi and State Farm. You know what I mean? We got, we got. We got Arnold, Maba. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's another thing that people complain when someone like Behrouz Tabani or Hadi Choopan is from Iran, or it could be any country that has difficulty getting access. They're like, why doesn't the Olympia Committee handle all the visas and all that stuff?
Yeah.
I mean, they've already got so much on their plate with the travel arrangements and everything else. They expect these people to deal with, 300 different embassies and all that paperwork. That's a little bit much. I mean, I think it's fair enough to put that on the athlete, their coaches, and their team to handle their own, immigration visa status for the show.
And a lot of that too, Ron, is out of the IFBB's hands. Like, a lot of this stuff, that's more political stuff that the IFBB can't even touch. Like, it's out of their hands. They can't do that, right? So it's just unfortunate because Behrouz and Hadi at that Olympia would have been insanity. Behrouz at the Olympia, at the Arnold, that guy's got a physique we should see here. But it's just, and even with Nathan's issues too, right? People mess up, right? Whatever. It sucks that that's the situation, but
we saw that last year. It was 18 qualified for Olympia. I didn't mean to interrupt, Mike. Yeah. I'm sorry.
Oh, you're good. No, you're good, Jim.
It was the delay.
I'm going to take myself away for 5 minutes, for 5 seconds. Keep talking, guys.
No problem. So you had 18 people qualified for Olympia last year. And because of visa issues, 3 didn't show up. Or other issues, 3 didn't show up. So that brought it down to, there were, I think, 14 or 15 on stage at the time.
Yeah.
Was it 15? Yes, I think it was 15.
Yeah, 15 guys. Yeah, and that was, it's funny, that was never an issue 15, 20 years ago. I remember after 9/11, even after 9/11, it was more strict flying, get some of the guys, but they still traveled internationally. The foreign guys had no issues. There was even a couple guys from, I believe, the Middle East that just traveled the world with those guys. And it's just recently that with all the issues came around, and and it sucks too because it's an Olympic year as well. So you don't know how that's going to affect the Olympic Games, and it just sucks because, like, a lot of these athletes deserve to be seen. You know what I mean? They deserve the platform because everybody in the entire world is watching this Arnold Classic. And some people couldn't make it. And even some guys from Brazil, traveling overseas, it's hard, So, even as Ron was touching on, it's just the financial aspect that people don't even realize as well. That if you got kids and, thinking about Hadi's got kids and a family, you know what I mean? So it's a big ass. And, like, even even like, I never did it to this level, but it's a big ask for their family, your support system. So, selfish me is like, oh man, they need to compete all the time and just, but Derek is like, Derek's got a kid now. You know what I'm saying? So it's just,
yes.
So it's just, the selfish athlete in me wants to see every guy at every show doing what Milos did, back 25, 30 years ago. But it's a different time, and I have to stop the get off my lawn mindset sometimes.
Double bubble butt. Looks
yes,
ridiculous.
Rumpy old men and women. So
double bubble.
Well, I mean, what else are they going to do if they're being judged? That's a huge part of wellness. We jokingly call it the glute division, the butt division, whatever, but it is like if you're a woman and you can't build your glutes, you're never going to do well in wellness. It's just, it is what it is. So they're going to have a pose that showcases the glutes, and why not?
If I wasn't afraid of copyright right now, I'd sing a particular song from back in the day.
I like big butts. We can no. Well, you could
doing the butt.
Doing the butt. Okay, was that called the
butt?
There
you go.
Mike knows.
Doing the butt.
That's it.
Oh,
yes.
That is it.
Sir Mix-a-Lot.
That is it.
Again, not live.
That's the all-time classic, though, for butts.
Oh man,
the Sir Mix-a-Lot.
Father Time sucks.
Baby Got Back is the all-time best song about butt appreciation.
You cannot argue that we had some of the best music of all time, though.
I remember watching that in my apartment in Toledo on UMTV Raps.
UMTV Raps with
it
was Dre, not the Dre, but it was another guy called
Dr. Dre, Ed Lover.
Ed Lover and Dr. Dre, yeah. Neither one of them was overweight, were they?
And Dr. Dre was.
Remember
he was the big one.
Oh, that's right. We had a lot of Dre's.
We did, didn't we?
That was coming. Hani's drying process? No, I do not know Hani's PED protocol for his athletes, Irfan. Sorry.
How would anyone know that?
If I did, I wouldn't tell you, but I honestly have no idea how he dries people out.
Giles coming out in 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Perfect.
We need Giles. Yes, we do. That's Tears.
He's on his way. Calm down, guys.
He had to go to the market and get some stuff. He is 5 hours ahead. I told him, don't even think about coming back for the finals, Giles.
Oh my God, no.
He did that last year.
No, I know. He did for the Ohio show.
Well, you were on vacation.
Yeah, show. He was. Remember, he did the last show. He was like loopy.
He was drinking. He was having wine.
I'm like, Giles, go to bed, bro. It's time.
I'm like, do you think you should have had wine during the broadcast, Giles? Because it was like 2 a.m. where you are.
Holy crap.
Speaking of, so the banned substances on the MTV Natural shows, I saw at the bottom, alcohol and cannabis. I'm like, what? And then it said, and then there was like a little asterisk, and it said for 12 hours before the show. I'm like, oh, all right, don't scare me like that. Before check-ins, I think they want to make sure you're not like getting high and drunk so you can pass the polygraph test.
Oh, okay, yeah. I thought they were about like the Ronnie Coleman protocol, like the alcohol and coffee.
Yeah, I mean, it just says stimulants, and there was no clarification on because pre-workouts are stimulants, but I'm assuming they mean like methamphetamine or cocaine or something, not like
Clan.
We have too much fun on these live streams.
Clen was listed. It was.
Was it on there?
Butt cereal, I would eat that.
There you go.
I'm not into. I don't want to get banned. I don't want to get us kicked off YouTube. But this whole eating ASS, can I spell it out? I don't get it. What's wrong with you people these days? Crazy kids.
It's kids, bro. They eat Tide Pods. Like
that's
true.
Did
you ever eat laundry detergent? You never ate laundry detergent as a child, right? I never went and had a cup of laundry detergent from the basement. Never crossed my mind. Never thought about it.
No, because we were Gen X and our parents would beat us if we did something like that.
What are you doing? I get hit in the head. What's wrong with you?
This is a good thing to note here that if you're ever looking for a protocol, check the forums. And this guy says, worst advice, forum is usually full of crazy shit. Anybody can say anything on a forum and present it as a fact. Like, here's Mr. Olympia's protocol. I heard it from a friend of a friend of a friend of a cousin of a friend of an uncle. And you're supposed to believe it, or this is exactly what they'd use to dry out. And, you have no idea if it's true. And even if it was, it doesn't mean it's a good idea for you to repeat it. But the forums, and we do miss the no bull forum a lot, but I would never.
Here we go.
Here we go, guys. All right,
There's the
Rafael.
man, Rafael Brandao.
Get rid of this banner.
Wow.
Right. Okay, first up, Rafael Brandao, odds-on favorite. Look at that. Beautiful shape,
Beautiful.
symmetry, size.
Damn, dude.
He has
Bursting with
come to conquer.
He knows. He owns that stage. He came here to win.
Very confident.
Beautiful.
The crowd is, I'm sure, I turned the volume off,
Oof.
but I'm sure the
Jesus.
crowd is going bonkers right now for this guy.
He's had a
Rightfully so.
beautiful physique. Like a big Bob Paris almost.
Yes, that's a good comparison.
Yeah.
You know? Flows so well.
Looks fantastic.
Wow.
Look at those legs. Teardrops and
The quad shapes. He's
separation's
got to hold that
awesome.
pose a little bit longer. You know what I mean? Just hold that, just slow it down just a bit.
He's saving best for last.
They used to time the guys 60 seconds. Because then they go 10 seconds and everybody hits a crab.
Yeah.
Tonio Burton. Here we
Yeah.
go.
Woo. This is no offense to GoodVito or anyone. I haven't seen anyone else yet, but this is the only other guy I thought
Yeah.
maybe could pull off an upset here. Maybe.
He definitely could. He's looking great.
Look at his quads, bro.
Yeah.
Beautiful
I remember
separation. Nice.
He
sweep.
won New York Pro almost a year ago,
Yeah.
then went on to Olympia. I think he was 8th. He's definitely put a couple of quality pounds on.
Look at his glute tie-ins.
He's got everything popping here.
His back is just freakish.
Dude.
Look at that. Inserts all the way down to the
Jesus.
hip bone. Thick from top to bottom, side to side.
Wide lat. That's a great lat spread, isn't it?
Yeah. Man, because
I don't know, Ron. I mean,
yeah.
You know,
You might be right.
he's going to push him. He's going to push him.
It's going to be between him and
And-
Ron. Yeah.
No,
Rafael
wait,
and
let's
him.
see. We got to see GoodVito. We got to see Martins, and I think Giles was talking.
I want
about
to see GoodVito.
Me too.
Is he next? We got
We're all
Rafael
curious
Brandao.
about GoodVito.
Right, so this is Andre Carlau from Brazil. Looks pretty good too. I don't think there's any slouches on
Great
the stage.
color. Wow.
Yeah.
That's a good.
This
Tonio's back game effing over. The tats have been covered well. No, the thing with Tonio is his tats, he just has line work. He doesn't have a lot of shading, so you can't really see them from a distance. It's if you're going to get a bunch of tattoos, that's the way to do it in bodybuilding.
This guy is another Richard Jones-ish. Remember?
Mm.
Kind of.
I remember Richie. He was from Boston originally.
Yeah.
Yeah, this guy looks great. Andre Carlau.
He looks good, man.
You know, you look at this lineup, like I said, you look at these names like, who the hell is that? And you might go to Instagram and see some pictures, but you're like, you're not expecting much. But this is when you see some breakouts at these things. Some guys are like, oh wow, it's way better than I thought. Okay, so
William Martins.
here's GoodVito right here. Vitali.
No, that's
Yeah.
GoodVito?
That's
Or is that William
GoodVito.
Martins? Oh, it is GoodVito.
No, it's GoodVito.
Okay.
And on the score sheet, the competitor list, I think he might have legally changed his name to GoodVito. From his real name is Vitaly Ogolnikov, and on the score sheet it says Vitaly GoodVito.
Wow.
Like Andrew Jack doesn't have Andrew
Okay.
Jack on the score sheet; it has his actual name, Obeka, Chinedu Obeka, his real name. So I think
Nice showing
GoodVito
here.
might have changed his name.
Well, he's actually pretty impressive, dude.
Thick as hell.
Yes.
He's thick as
Yes.
hell.
Okay, that's very good. I didn't expect this
Ooh.
Giving Justin Compton
at all.
Wow.
Yes,
Huh.
yes.
Mark says, "How dare you compare anyone to Richard Jones? How dare you?" Tats look shite. Tony Turtlegut. Oh, these people are merciless. Okay, so now we have
That's terrible.
this is Jonathan
Jesus
Emmanuel
Christ.
Padilla Gonzalez. All those names are one
He's thick.
person.
He's thick as hell, dude.
Yeah, I remember him from a few years ago. He's from Mexico. Hector and I saw him at a couple shows. Hector knows, Hector did a lot of work with MD Latino and Kit. He knew all the best people from Mexico, and there's actually a lot of good talent that comes out of Mexico in the past few years. Years past, when in the 90s, I remember all Mexico had back then were bantamweights and lightweights. They were all like 5'4" and 160 pounds, and now we're seeing a lot of bigger guys come out of Mexico.
Jose Guzman, lightweight that beat Ronnie at the
Yeah.
Olympia
Did he?
'92.
Mm.
Ronnie-
I think when Ronnie last, Jose was like I think 14th.
Ronnie used to get beat by everybody in the very beginning.
Everybody.
Let's feel the quads. GoodVito looks good. Needs some more conditioning. Yeah, I don't know if that's the color. The color looked a bit muddy and murky to me. I don't think that was helping many. So now we're looking at Alan Ramiro Bonadiman from Brazil. I've seen him before.
Yes. He had potential last year, but he looks like
not
he's
a big
getting
dude. He's size wise. He doesn't compare to these other guys. And, you don't have to be enormous if you can pull off like perfect shape and symmetry and everything. He looks very good. Don't get me wrong, but you're dealing with guys who just are same height with maybe 20 pounds more muscle mass. It's rough. See, he's not an open guy. Well, he's in the open. Vito looked in shape to me. Not a very interesting show, but it is what it is. Well, missed the classic show. No, the classic's tomorrow. Muscle Machine. Okay, so Mike is back. Let's bring back Mike.
Son.
Now we're looking at Big Jefferson Santos de Oliveira. I've seen him a few times. I think he does this show every year. His name is very familiar. Yeah, so he's
old man muscle.
A staple on the Brazilian pro scene. I think he's been around for a while.
That's awesome.
Impressive. Very impressive.
Yeah, great side leg. Again, mass-wise, it's tough for him to compare to these guys like GoodVito and Rafael Antonio, but he's no slouch. He belongs on that stage. I haven't seen anyone yet that I was like, where the hell did that guy get his pro card?
Yeah.
Great Vito. Good to see Great Vito. Good luck. First comparison thus far. Yeah, he'll be that first call out day for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what, Ron, too? Also, some of these guys that don't win, they should make that trip to Detroit. So, they're in shape. Maybe they already have plans. I'm not sure, but
I agree.
You have another qualification, a week later.
Yeah, because I don't know what else. I haven't been keeping track of the open shows except the ones I want to go to. New York is still 6 weeks away. That's a long time to stay in your diet. Okay, this is Davison, Deivison, Teixeira. Same last name as Olympia bikini champ, Angelica Teixeira. Davison looks good. Again, old man muscle.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
These guys
look good, man.
Yeah.
They definitely been training for more than a couple of years. You can tell that.
Yeah.
Good, dense, quality muscle.
Say hi, Mandy.
Very nice.
Mandy says hi.
Hey, Toll.
Mandy.
The towel or Toll?
Toll.
I say it wrong every time.
Toll.
I like when we're like at the shows and you call her, hey, Toll. You just call her by her last name like we're in the Army.
Always.
That's hilarious.
Always.
Yeah. She's got better calves than all of us. True story.
Yes, way better. Yeah. I hate when training calves. I get pissed off every time. I'm like, you suck.
So just not to pick on this guy, but look at that back and compare it to Tonio. That's the difference. When we say shows are one from the back, because most guys don't have a back like Tonio. It's a harder muscle group to develop. It takes longer. So when you see a great back, here we go. William
Martins. He looks so much like GoodVito, though. I mean, it's easy to get him confused.
Those quads.
William Martins. What did it say? It said either William Martins or William Martins on the score sheet.
William Martins.
He's definitely got some of the craziest legs in the pro ranks.
Aren't they nutty, man?
Look
Those are
side
legs.
Side leg is crazy.
He's hungry as anything to get. He wants to really make a showing this year. This guy. He had potential last year, but he kept missing the mark. But this year, I think we're going to see a different William Martins.
Even if glutes are like genetic, you still got to suffer for that, man. You know what I mean? Like you still got to diet hard to get that kind of detail.
Yeah, they always say it's I don't know if it's true, but it's harder for the big guys to get that extra level of condition. But we've seen plenty of big guys like Dorian who were able to do it.
Nice.
This guy says Rafael is holding a lot of water. Tony is better than him and beating him in the back. If you need some oil, he's in better condition. Need to feed more. We'll see what happens.
GoodVito is his first show.
Did I just mute somebody? No. So I'm guessing this is the
Mike,
guy.
Did we lose you?
Can you hear us, Mike? I think Mike muted himself.
Did you pull the wire out?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, now we can hear you.
We can hear you.
I'm guessing this is the guy that won the amateur. I'm guessing because we've already gone through the entire competitor list. Huh. So I don't know who this is.
Hold on, Jared, come back.
We can hear you, Mike. Oh, he's going to leave and come back.
We got Giles.
Oh,
Please welcome
Giles, hey.
Giles Tiger Thomas.
never fear, Tiger's here. Ron, I love the t-shirts.
Yeah, right on, bro. Yeah, it's a hoodie. It's a gym up in New Hampshire that's dedicated to you. So,
Oh, nice.
Big fans. I think you might have a
Good
mural.
timing.
Are you there in person? Yeah, I'm curious. So this is our first. We're going to see the first call out in a second. Perfect timing. I love Rafael, but there's no politics. I want to see Tonio get a victory. Well, they're both sponsored by
Mike's
Brazilian
back.
companies. So, Mike, let's add it back. All right, Giles, Mike, Jen, the whole. We
Mike,
got the Avengers are assembled.
Giles,
how you doing, mate?
how we doing, buddy? We're good, brother. How you feel?
Very, very
Team is
good.
here.
Passed out of the
too.
legs earlier on,
Me
but I'm
too,
okay
Giles.
now. I'm alive.
Giles is not a tiger. He's a goat. He's a goat.
Hey, Tiger.
And just in time for the first call out.
Yes.
So this is this first call out. They didn't do the typical thing
No,
where they
they-
run. No,
Well, I think this is groups right now. Then I
yeah,
think
this
This
is
guy-
group. This is group.
This guy in the middle is the one that Bodybuilders Without Borders posted today, and he honestly, I thought it was a double take. I thought it was Nathan Diasha.
He does have a
This guy in the middle, he looks really good. I mean, obviously to look like Nathan Diasha would be
Andre
mistaken.
Carlao.
He's good, you know. So what's his name?
Hmm.
Andre Carlao from Brazil.
Yeah, he's good. He's good.
Tonio looks good, man.
Yeah. I can't wait. I can't wait to see. I bet they'll do a 2-man call out with them at some
I'm
point.
gonna zoom
Oh,
in a
yes,
bit.
you have to.
That's
Dexter
better.
3.0.
Everybody's got a good look.
If
Rafael
Tonio's
all day.
Dexter, yeah, he looks pretty damn great. Tonio looks good too, man.
He looks phenomenal, man. That shape is just crazy.
So when they say he's Dexter 3.0, who is Dexter 2.0?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Tonio will take the back shots because that's his strength, and that's kind of Raphael's really only weakness, isn't it?
Yeah.
Tonio's back was insane, Giles.
It's gonna be a fight. It's not gonna be a clean sweep for Rafael. And
No.
I'm getting way. I would bet you good money that before it's all said and done, Tonio is going to get some first place votes, either at judging, finals, or both. Nope, not from Giles. He won't.
I'm being flippant. To be honest, I need to look. Actually, I need to look properly.
Yeah.
I mean, Tonio takes these back shots by far, doesn't he?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. This is when we wish we had the Gilco footage. Gilco, where are you? They're probably done.
Jeez,
Because
that
this
stuff
is another
crazy.
free stream, guys. It's on the Muscle Contest International YouTube channel. So 3 Arnold Classics this year, and all 3 were free streams for the fans and for us here doing the coverage. So we appreciate it very much.
Nice.
Promoters, good stuff. Rafael looks way bigger and wider.
He's got it. He's got it.
Yeah.
You're Team Tonio, aren't you?
Good beats.
Tonio.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty impressed. I don't know, man.
Vito needs more oil.
It's hard to call.
If he needs more oil, if it's that, does he have like Dream Tan on or something, Vito?
I don't know. But I think he just lacks separation. It's still what he had last year. He still lacks that separation in the chest and back and the pop. Remember when he turned pro at Brazil a couple of years ago?
Yeah.
Like for me, he's like Derek. He doesn't have that like Hadi has. They don't have that kind of explosive. And it looks like it's still not there. But his condition looks good. His legs look absolutely fantastic. His arms look good. But for me, the chest, shoulders, and back, I feel like it needs a bit more to kind of balance him out. You know? Yeah.
How old is he?
Vito's probably
Oh,
late.
Vito's young. He's young.
28, 27, 28,
Something like that.
something like that. Yeah.
Okay. Good time.
Vito looks like they put Vaseline on him. Oof.
Oh.
Tony looks impressive. Vito needs oil. Yeah. People think it's, well, what does that matter? Your tan, your oil. I mean, it makes a big difference.
Oh my God, huge.
What is Willie? Sorry to interrupt. What is William Martins doing? Look at that quarter turn. Sort your posing out, mate. That's shocking. He's really bad. Look at the way he's hitting his poses. He looks really amateurish.
That's on the right, William.
I mean, he looks really, it makes him look very unconfident. He looks very nervous. What do you think?
He's got a good physique. He's got a good physique to show it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it looks like James Hollinshead was like that at the Arnold Classic. He was fumbling in between transitions and like just on the basic compulsories.
It's you're supposed to look really confident and smooth up there. Anything where you look awkward and falter a little bit, these judges need like any excuse to score you down because everybody looks awesome.
Yeah.
They need to pick these guys apart like we're doing.
The guy on the left, that's Ellen Banadaman. Is it how you say it?
Yes.
Yeah, like
Pronunciation I couldn't tell you, but
I like this guy's physique. You can't really see it because on this live stream quality, but when he did the Arnold Brazil, I think it was last year. I mean, he's big. He's kind of like Jan Turek, you know, big, tall, needs more. Like Tony Freeman, they've got beautiful shape, great symmetry. They just need a bit more size. But if you actually see the high resolution pictures tomorrow, you'll see that this guy's got very, very good condition and very good quality muscle separation.
We were talking about him last year. I remember you and I on the live stream, we were talking about this guy. He had potential. Yeah. He had a lot of potential. He wouldn't have gotten, I don't think he got close to the top 5 at all. But I mean, he's got potential to grow and really, you know, gain as time goes on. And we will see this guy emerge.
He is. Look at his structure. Look at his structure. I mean, from the front shots, I mean, I know he needs a bit more overall size. Yeah. But look at that. Look at that shoulder to waist. Look at the legs, the quads. I mean, the calves and everything. Look.
Yeah. And he's
it's
tall.
difficult to
he's
see.
Very tall.
Did
you have him on Global once?
Yeah.
No, I've had William Martins on.
That's right.
William Martins William. Or is it Williams Martins Martin?
William Martins.
Just call him William Martins. I don't know where they get these duplicates from.
That's what Miguel told me.
Possessives.
Tony was clearly taking this. So Goku
me and Goku might be on the same page.
I'm Team Rafael, I'm afraid. I've been messaging Neil Hill this morning, so I've been going back and forth with him.
I need to see Rafael and Tonio side by side to get it accurate. But I'm leaning more towards Tonio right now.
Really?
Yeah. I would love to see Rafael win this because you know I love Rafael, but I'm leaning more towards Tonio here.
Okay, first call out. No surprise, Rafael. He's going to get put in the middle in a second, I'm sure.
Here's Tonio.
Okay, I need to really analyze this because I haven't really given Tonio a fair crack yet, and I haven't really looked at him, so that's not fair.
GoodVito's out there, William Martin's out there, and
Banana Man. I told you.
Nice.
Banana Man's good.
There we go.
That was a kids' cartoon in the 80s called Banana Man. Did you ever see that? Did you ever see Banana Man?
No.
Kids' cartoon in the UK years ago.
Didn't make it over here.
Yeah, funny that.
Yeah, Rafael. It's hard to take your eyes off of Rafael. I know they put him in the middle, and that's certainly to his advantage. But
what is Vito doing with his mouth open?
Yeah, that's weird.
Look at his leg. He's got great legs, though.
Yeah, I didn't know.
He's snarling.
And Ron, you didn't get my joke earlier on. I said third place, Danny De, and you went, no, Vito not in the top 4. I was like, Danny DeVito. Come on, Ron, wake up.
Dude, you had me scanning the list. Like, I don't see a Danny on here.
He totally got you on that one.
Yeah,
I even looked at him. I'm like, what the hell is he talking about?
Come on, guys, work with me.
Well, if this had been a few months ago, you could have said, smoke another one, Ron. Blamed it on the weed.
Okay.
See, Rafael getting a bit argy-bargy, getting a bit Kai Phil there.
Well, hell, they advertised. Did you see that advertisement on YouTube lately for like the gummy things? They advertised it on YouTube now.
I was buying the gummies from a place called Mood. They advertise on the YouTube videos and everything.
That's them.
Yeah, Mood. Them. Good stuff. Good quality products.
Hey, Mood, we can be sponsors. You can sponsor us.
I can't use your stuff anymore, but I'll certainly promote it for you.
Tony from the back here. I mean, I definitely mentioned he's smoking Rafael from the back, but the side is where Rafael's strongest. Rafael, I thought he beat Samson in the side shots. The Arnold.
Oh, that's
Look
a
at
great
that.
There you go, classic Rafael right there.
Look at the stripy delts, the nice intercostals, the dropping.
That's his pose. That's a very good pose for Rafael.
Love it.
All
side tracks a very good pose. Yeah.
Hello.
Why is Vito trying to rub his oil off? Oh,
I don't know.
I think he's trying to show that he has superior quadriceps development. I think that's what he's trying to get at there.
He's still a diamond in the rough, isn't he, old Vito?
Yeah.
He's this
take time, dude.
Oof.
Like the tan, all that stuff, the tan and the posing, that's just got to come with more experience. You know what I mean? Like he hasn't had any stage experience against these guys.
Yeah, but come on, his team should have fixed that. I mean, come on. I was like when Criso turned up an hour and a half before the pre-judging in Prague 2022, and he had no tan on. I'm like, come on, guys, you shouldn't be making rookie mistakes like this, you know.
And he still won. He's
I
still
know,
on that
but
show.
still, yeah. But he fixed it for the night show. But the bloody when his arms were so big, they were rubbing the tan off his lats. So every time he lifted his arms up, his lats were white.
Oh, wow.
I know. You were going off on that live stream that we did.
Come on.
That is distracting.
If you ever watch
Chris
that
didn't speak
live,
to me last week in Slovakia. That's why he didn't speak to me.
if you ever watch that live stream we did, it was 22. It was 22, right? No. Yeah, 22. And yeah, you hear Giles. He's going off on Chris.
Wow.
Do you know what? The old Nathan D'Asha stunt double. I like his physique. I like his shape.
You have very good feet, doesn't he?
He looks like a slightly smaller Nathan D'Asha.
Andre, yeah. Like I said, there's all these names that I just brush right past them. I don't even know if we mentioned them on our preview.
No,
because I never heard them. No, we didn't. And to our detriment, this guy looks fantastic.
He's even got the same glutes and calves as Nathan D'Asha. Look at the back insertions. I mean, he's got the same DNA.
They need to do one of those 23andMe tests and find out. They might be. Have you
seen Nathan D'Asha being inclining 5 plates?
No, that seems ill-advised.
I messaged him. I said, "Be careful, mate." He says, "No, I've been doing that for years. Like, no problem." Yeah, it's in the middle with a perm.
That's a great. I'd kill for that head of hair, man. I would rock that so good too.
Mine's coming back. It's still taking a while to grow.
I know. Yeah, it looks good.
Couldn't you grow that through, mate?
What's that?
It's growing nice.
I'm talking to Mike here.
Oh.
You know.
Oh God, no! I got nothing, Joe. I quit. I give up.
Oh, okay.
I'm done.
Sean Ray toupee.
A flat top.
At the end of the night. Yeah.
Who do we got winning? Do we all have Rafael winning at this point?
Rafael. Personally, I've got Rafael because he takes the front and the side shots, but the back shots Tonio takes. So for me, that's 2-1 to Rafael personally. Yeah, that's Kronos has got it right. Rafael, Tonio, then Vito. Exactly how we had it in the run-in as well, the preview.
And the thumbnail.
Yes. Yeah, exactly, Ron. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it wasn't. I mean, it wasn't too hard to predict that, but I think that's how the top 3 will go.
We've done that many a time.
Ron would smoke these guys. In what aspect would I smoke them? Like smoke
Ronnie or Ron?
Smoke a joint with them, maybe. Yeah.
I think Banana Man might get 4th, over William.
Yeah,
he
should.
Oh, he should. Yeah.
Well, let's take a look.
Or Nathan D'Asha too.
Yeah, so that's.
I'm glad he's getting a good look, though.
This is
glad they brought him back out.
This is the fight for 4th, 5th, and 6th right here.
Yeah.
He looks really good.
So I don't want to be disrespect the guy by calling him Nathan D'Asha too. What's his name again, Ron, please?
It's Andre Carlau.
Yeah, he's
Andre.
Look at the structure. Look at the structure.
That's a beautiful shape, isn't it?
Akeem Williams cross with Nathan, cross with Orville Burke.
No. Yeah. They're going to put him in the middle in a second, I think.
I think so.
They have to. They're going to have to put him in the middle. He's...
I think he might be the winner of this group right here.
Look at the. I mean, that's William Martin's best shot, man. The side chest, his side chest.
It looks like Tom Prince from the side. Okay, Tom Prince type kind of side chest.
His side leg is probably the. Who else has a better side leg in the pros than right now? I can't think of anybody.
But is it Carlos? Sorry, I completely forgot his name again.
Carlos Holmes.
Andre. Andre.
Oh, sorry, Andre. I like his side chest was pretty sensational. Give him a couple of years, this guy could be really, really good. Nathan looks good.
Well, Ronnie Coleman smokes everybody that's competing these days. Harold Poole hairstyle from Alberto Montana.
Yes, very good comparison.
You know who he's talking about. I bet 99% of people watching this is Harold Poole.
Was he the first legit 20-inch arm?
No, that was
Eddie Rennie Ortiz.
Sorry, Harold Poole. Harold Poole.
Leroy, I met him as an older guy, and he was probably about 5'10", 5'11". But Harold Poole was in the early Olympia, the first 2 Olympias, like 64, 65.
65 and 66.
65 and 66. I think he was 2nd or 3rd place, and a lot of people felt he should have beat Larry Scott at both of those shows.
He's awesome.
Yeah, he was really good.
I mean, imagine having like a legit 20-inch arm back then. I mean, we see that even today, and we're like, people. But imagine back in the day when bodybuilding wasn't really known about, and then somebody walks around with a 20-inch arm. I bet it was like incredible to, it was mind blowing.
Well, recently you saw Ronnie and Criso in the flesh.
Yes.
And the last time you saw Krizo, you said his arms were like immense. Had they gotten bigger from the last time you remember?
I mean, they are just. I mean, they're probably the biggest and the best arms in the industry right now. Right now, really, I can't think of anyone who's got bigger or even better, or but even the quality as well, like the separation and there's no sort of pinning going on. It's like it's quality muscle, you know. So I respect him extra for that.
Giles, you got a question from here from Goku Luffy. How did Rafael beat Samson from the side when Samson from the side makes Rafael look like his little brother?
No, he didn't. No, he did not from the side. Go back and look at the pictures, mate. Go back. I know they were. This is why I think Rafael deserved to be called out with Hadi and Samson at the end, because I think he was that close. Here we go. This is better. I tell you what. Look at Vito's structure there. That front relaxed.
Yeah.
But you know, do you think there's something suspicious going on this side delts as well? Because they look a bit unnaturally wide to me.
Watch when he turns to the side. Watch the Vito turns to the side, that right delt.
He's got a shoulder injury there, or I can't imagine that they're that unsymmetrical. But you see how one shoulder wasn't able to fully rotate forward?
Yeah.
I noticed shit like that because I have crap shoulders, arthritis and everything. But yeah, there's only
with that vacuum. I mean,
he's a diamond in the rough, like Giles said. We're not seeing this kid's full potential yet. This is this tip of the iceberg. This kid's going to be good.
I like his shoulder to waist though, the differential. I mean, that when he does that front relaxed, his lats like kind of like Orville Burke or Akeem Williams, where the lats come out almost like at a right angle.
Hello, Rafael. That's good.
Tonio, this is tight. This is a tight race here.
Vito's got sharp glutes. Look at his glutes. I've never seen him that sharp before. This is his best condition I've ever seen him in.
For sure.
Okay, Giles, I'm taking back what I'm saying now. I do think Rafael's got this. I think he's got a solid lock on this.
Yeah, I do. But Tonio takes all the back shots.
He does.
Rafael, for me, takes the side and the front, personally.
No, Tonio's fantastic. This is a very close contest, but I think Rafael's got it.
So is Tonio doing Detroit next week?
I don't know, but he better. He better.
He should.
And he's doing the New York Pro as well. So he's not realistically going to beat Nick Walker, is he?
No.
He's not. No, he's not. He's good, but he's not.
No.
You know what? I want to see
like surprising.
Nick. He's getting big, man. Like I want to see what that looks like now, because he's going to be a lot bigger, and he's 5'6". So how much more can he put on that frame, right? You know what I mean? Like it's going to be interesting to see what that looks like, especially when you got a lot of shape guys now.
Nick's
you know what I mean? At the top of the Olympia.
In these recent update shots, Nick looks top heavy to me. Like the front shots. I know his legs look great from the side and the back, but for me, he looks like he's put all this new size has gone to his upper body, not to his legs, and that's where he needs it most. For me, there's even more of a disparity now.
Nick's under a lot of pressure. He hasn't had to qualify for a show in a long, long time. And plus the injury last year, the stress is working. I do think he is going to win New York Pro. But if somebody steps on the stage to challenge him, it's going to be a tough fight for Nick Walker.
Do you think Nick's maybe struggling to train his legs properly? Do you think that hamstring injury was worse than I shouldn't affect his quads, but maybe it has. Because for me, he's put no size on his legs. I mean, he's put a bit of size on, but it's all gone to his upper body.
Or you could be gun shy from trying to train that hamstring too hard again. You know what I mean? Like psychologically, that's got to be on your mind, right?
Definitely.
Every time you train legs. You know, so it's just.
How did he tear him again?
What's that?
What did he say?
How did he tear his hamstring again, Ron?
Oh, it was a weird Romanian deadlift, 315, perfect form. It still went. Yeah.
Okay.
Someone said it was only 315. I said, really, only 315 for a Romanian deadlift? That's a good weight right there.
Tonio in the middle now, comparing with Rafael.
I don't know whether it's because they've zoomed in more, but is Vito getting better as it's going on?
It looks like they zoomed in. The closer you go, you can see his condition. It's the further back that tan is killing him. If he was the same exact skin tone and shade as Rafael, he would look 50% better.
Look at his back. When he walks from the back, his back like literally. Most backs go like that angle. His comes out like at 90 degrees. It's crazy.
It's a good showing for him, man. It's a very good. It's a good showing for him.
What are they doing here?
This is unusual.
What the deuce?
So, okay, guys, who we got fourth then? Because I like this. I like Nathan Gasher too. Or
we gotta stop calling him. We gotta stop calling him Nathan. It's Andre.
We've got Andre in that lineup. I think they want to see everybody just one last time, just to double check.
Yeah,
I think that they have a solid lock on first, second, and third, but I think
Yeah.
they're
Yeah,
a little
yeah.
confused with fourth, fifth, sixth.
Mike, what do you think?
I mean, listen.
They're doing the pose
Rafael's going to
down
win.
now.
I love Tonio's physique. That thing to me, that's probably one of my newest favorite physiques. Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
But Rafael's going to win the show. But GoodVito is a solid third. I don't know. GoodVito look. The more he posed next to Tonio, he wasn't really too outclassed. He started to look really good. This is a good showing for this kid, man. I think he lived up to like I think what was expected of him, right?
Yeah.
Because he was the Instagram guy from all we knew, right? Last year nothing happened, but
That's right.
so there's a lot of pressure on him, and he delivered. So I think he is doing Detroit, which he may look even better at. Most people, when you die an extra week, some get tighter. Let's hope he does, because it'll be a good showing to see him next to those guys that's doing Detroit.
So who's really in Detroit then? I mean, I've seen. I know Martin Fitzwater's in. So
Martin.
Fitzwater, I'd say, is on a similar level, I would say, to Tonio. So that's going to be a good battle.
That would be a good
who else
battle.
is there?
He mentioned a few guys on the show. I can't remember. There's like 5 guys he mentioned for sure. But like I said, Martin next to GoodVito, that'd be interesting to kind of see those guys. But like Martin was like last time Martin competed, he looked freaky, bro. He looked crazy last time he did the show. You know what I mean?
He did.
So Martin,
Was that the Arnold UK?
yeah.
Finals are tonight,
Really
Timbo. Just want to let everyone know. Finals are at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I don't know where you are, Timbo, in this wide world of sports. 6 p.m. Eastern. It's going to be 6 + 5 is 11 p.m. in the UK. And if you keep going east into Europe, it's going to be later and later and later. By the time you get to Australia, where it's already next Thursday. So very late. So this guy's got Rafael, Tonio, Vito, Andre. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
what I think too. Yep.
Yeah. And I think Banadaman will be 5th. I think he's going to beat William Martins.
Really?
I think you're right.
Williams,
think so.
he's got the condition. You can't overlook that condition, right? It's just, but the shape and the posing is just.
Sweden.
He's not doing himself a good justice, displaying his physique, which they may look down on, but like you can't ignore that back double and that side chest were just absolutely wacky, man. That was crazy looking.
But Nadaman impressed the hell out of me last year. I mean, he did in place where he should have, because he made, he had some mistakes. His physique wasn't there. But this year, he's making the changes necessary. And I do think he's going to place in the show well.
Wait till you see the high resolution pictures. You'll be more impressed when you see that, because I was last year, and when I saw the pictures, I was like, holy shit, he's really, for a big guy, with a nice structure, with nice balance. Like I said, it reminds me of that Jan Turek. He's he's perfectly balanced.
Yeah.
He's great condition. He just kind of needs just a bit of like 10, 15, 20 pounds overall. And then he could be, if he manages to put that on, then he's going to really do well. I think
it'd be a sight to see a guy with that size and shape with that extra muscle. You know what I mean? It would be very
like Tony Freeman,
aesthetic.
he was always like, okay, he could be bigger, but he had such a nice overall tall guy, wide shoulders, small waist, and then the nice everything.
Flaring quads.
Yeah, and he did well.
Yep, didn't ruin it at all.
Yeah.
And Jan Turek's biggest problems were Michael Creso and Theo. So
that's a
big problem.
Bananaman, yes, and in Bananaman's case here, his biggest problems right now are William Martins. And I forget the other guy's name, Andre.
William Martin should just come on and just hit side chest and side triceps, because that's his best. I mean,
all time.
Yeah, I mean, like with Akeem Williams and Netzilla. I mean, I think he's got some of the best side shots in the industry.
Yeah,
they should have a separate. They had the challenge round. They should have a side pose round at the Olympia. See who wins. I bet those 3 are the top 3.
Mm-hmm.
They would beat even like Derek and Hadi, I think.
Guys, I had a conversation with someone, I won't say who earlier on, and he was saying that like all these new natural shows are popping up in the UK and Europe and America, with the NPC and the Pro League.
Yeah.
And I said, well, what could be coming if these shows take off? Another category at the Olympia.
The natural category.
There's no way, dude. They can't.
Oh my
Please,
God,
no.
could you
They
imagine?
can't.
Well, they're pushing the promoters to put on a lot of these natural shows around the world now. They're really the NPC is really trying to push this.
Would you then hold like that if they did that, like a natural Olympia with men's physique, wellness, bikini separately, and let us kind of do our thing? I mean, seriously, would that be profitable if they did that? You know what I mean? To hold it separately.
That's a good question. That is a really good question.
You already have 11 divisions right now. 11.
We need more.
Yeah, but theoretically, you can't just have an open Mr. Olympia now. You'd have to do it for every division. You have to. So we're gonna have 22 divisions going on in 2 days?
Yeah.
22
Eventually this is gonna be like a week-long show. By the time if we live to be 80, we'll see a week-long show.
What you'll do is you'll have Kamal going drug-free and then go and winning the drug-free drug-free Olympia. Then he's won the 212, the Masters. He's done Open, trying to do as many divisions as they can,
But one thing we've
the
been
North
seeing
American is like 5 days now, right?
No,
North American is like 5.
Yes.
It's 5. It's like 4. Yeah. Like, so if you win the overall, you have to stick around for the photos.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's a lot.
Who's
sorry, Jen?
I'd be so fast.
Yeah, I was saying that the last couple of years, we have been seeing a huge push more for natural bodybuilders to get out there and be recognized by the IFBB and also by hopefully the Olympia. But we also seen these natural bodybuilders becoming huge YouTubers and influencers on social media.
Oh, yeah.
There's this one in Europe. I mean, I forget his last name, but the first name is Patrick. He looks phenomenal. If you were to put this guy on, he's a classic physique competitor. If you put this guy on stage against some of the current competition, in my opinion, in an IFBB Pro League show, he could place probably in third.
Jen, the natural bodybuilding thing has been very well established in the UK for probably 25, 30 years. And they've got some really good, strong federations, well attended, well supported, good communities. And for me, they have to be kept separate, because I remember once I was on the MD forum, and I was saying about, I couldn't get my head around the fact they had a 300-pound Jay Cutler guest posing at an American natural show. And I was like, and everyone was like, the pushback on it to me was like, they were like, well, what's wrong with that? And I'm like, that would never happen in the UK. You would never get, a Zach Khan guest posing at some natural show like A&B or MPA or whatever it was called, the federation.
Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not making a push that they should be in the IFBB Pro League, because they, like you said, they've been around forever. But with social media making this push in the last couple of years, you're putting more attention on it. It's what this guy Mark is saying on screen right now. The problem with natural bodybuilding is that guys look too good, they will always be accused of taking gear. That's true, even if these guys are gear free.
Well, I'll tell you what happened when they really started to cross over was back in about 20 years ago. Some of the lightweight, the 70 kilos and the 75 kilos, were jumping into like the British finals and winning. There was Lee Williams. He got second at the Arnold Classic. There was Rob Feasey, won the 70-kilo British like 2 or 3 years in a row. It's just that when they get to the heavier weights, they can't really get as big because they're not taking gear, basically. But the lighter weight categories, they can. I've seen guys like heavyweight naturals going and winning middleweights and light heavyweights in the non-natural because, they're balanced, they're shredded. And, a lot of guys out there with a lot of muscle just think that, I think there was a bit of a thing in British bodybuilding where they thought gear gets you in condition, and it doesn't. It's hard diet. There is no
it doesn't.
And the natural bodybuilders, they can't afford to not diet properly because, they've got to be shredded to look good on stage.
True.
And the early team universe, remember the early team U's? They look good, like the Chris Faldios and the Marvin Ward with the early years, like even early Tito Raymond and early Kai Green, like those guys, you know what I mean? Yeah. Looked really good. And they were like, they look good. That was I believe some were natural, right? But it was a different crowd. I think, dude, with this stuff, with YouTube, like Jen was saying, all these kids that work out, the products, they want to be on stage. See how many kids I see in the gym now that really don't have muscle, but they're posing. This outlet for natural bodybuilding is a cash cow that was waiting to happen.
Yes.
Just keep them separate. Let them have their own thing. I don't know what's like in America. I don't know how established the natural federations are or how good they are. But like in Europe and the UK, they're really good and they've been around for decades. So I think trying to go up against them, you're gonna fight a losing battle. And the thing is, like I don't know whether some of the British established natural federations, and that's all they are. They drug test properly. Do you know what I mean? Because they really care about it.
Right.
But I honestly, for some reason, it might be unfair, but I can't see promoters around the world that aren't, that are attached to, non-natural categories and shows. I can't see them being as hot on the old drug testing thing and all the polygraphs and the drug tests and stuff like that. I just feel like it's going to be, oh, you're natural. Oh, yeah, okay, sign this. Okay, on you go. There's your registration fee. Off you go. I mean, I might be unfair, but that's what I think. That's what I feel.
Well, also the other thing is that the biggest detriment, I think, to bodybuilding is that people don't see bodybuilding as real sport, which I think is terrible because I do think that it is a good sport. However, a lot of people think that it is dependent on chemicals in order for physiques to reach the peak that they need.
I mean,
with a lot of these natural bodybuilders that we are seeing, they're saying, no, you don't need it. This is what we're doing. And they're gaining in popularity through social media. So social media is really putting a focus on this. And I think eventually, if you get enough focus on it, and let's just say that they do decide to add another division for the sake of making money and getting newer blood into bodybuilding, you might actually even see this be counted as maybe an Olympic sport, as Arnold's wanted to push for years. So we're getting ahead of ourselves. That's years
back in the day,
away,
remember?
Or never. I know, but they couldn't do it because you know why. Now you might be able to get that done.
5 years time, you're gonna have natural wheelchair masters.
That's a lot of categories.
No, it's one category. One category.
Yeah.
With crossovers.
Yeah.
I want. There's a little bit of dirt. It's going back many years, and I'm not going to say the organization, the promoter. I'm not going to put anybody on the spot like that. But this was someone who was promoting a natural show that was polygraph tested, and it got back to me from someone I do not believe to be a liar. He asked the promoter, "So how many people failed your test the last show?" He said, "None, and none ever will." So that was.
Okay, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So Dave's talking about.
Ronnie told me he didn't take gear till he was. Ronnie told me he didn't take gear till he was 30. So he's 60 this year. So that was 1994. He started taking gear, and he said that the first things he took was Anavar and Prima. That was the two things he took. That's all he took for that 1994 Olympia.
And he won a show in '95, right? Yeah. So that kind of you can kind of see you can kind of see what happened, like where that train was headed. You know what I mean?
I mean, remember when Kai Green from 2005? I think he took 15th at the New York Pro.
Yep. And
then he started taking gear, and in 2006 he came back and he got 6th at the New York Pro, and then won Colorado, and I mean, he just. I remember speaking to Rodney St. Cloud about him in Norway, and he was saying, he says, as soon as he started taking gear, he said he just quadrupled his food. He said he used to take a wheelie, suitcase. He said, and it'd just be full of like 200 egg whites, and he'd just be sat there eating them all day, like literally like 100, 200 eggs. He said, so when he took the gear, he didn't just, he kind of realized that, he had to increase everything, the training, the food, everything, because he wanted to maximize it because his body was going to explode.
He morphed into something like ridiculous. It was insane. Remember that Arnold Classic when he just came? Everybody thought he pulled out, but he wasn't. And he came out, and it was just like, holy shit! What happened to this guy?
He went from 215 as a natural competitor, and when he started out as a pro, to within 2 years he was about 270 on stage. But even that first year on gear, he was like a good 250. But he just blew up.
And he was doing splits and handstands.
But I mean, that's how you know Ronnie and Kai. You know that people say they were never natural. They didn't turn pro natural. But nobody who's already been on gear for years makes that leap. It's not possible. You only see that in people when they introduce gear for the first time. And if their body.
And Mike Ashley never changed. He never changed. You notice that? He never got bigger. Paul Jean Guillaume never got bigger. They stayed the same size throughout their entire career. So, I saw Mike Ashley guest post one time in 1990, and he looked exactly the same as he did at the Arnold as my show in May. Like, he had all his food. He literally had everything with him. So, I mean, like, some guys are just genetic freaks. Like, Neckzilla, I'm sure, you saw those early pictures of Neckzilla. He looked like a grown-ass man, right? Like a bodybuilder. Then you
Mike
add that
Delarosa,
little bit of
remember
like
Mike
magic.
Delarosa before he even started training, and he had like 17 athletes arms.
Huge.
Yep,
And
yep.
you sprinkle a little like magic dust, and poof.
Fairy
You know what I
dust.
mean? So these guys are just the genetic elite. So you know what I mean? Like there's a place for natural bodybuilding, but so if you don't do a natural show, is your family going to say you're taking gear? And how many of those little guys that we see at shows now, they're coached, hey, take a little bit of Anavar, take a little bit of Primo, some Clan. They're not natural. So like, you know what I'm saying?
Mike, I remember I was at a show down south, and it was one of those guys that would compete as, it was a very good natural bodybuilder. I think he won world championships, and then he decided, okay, I want to try my hand at the the non-natural federations, and so I saw him at one of the shows, and he was doing okay. I think he did quite well in classic, and I said to him, so have you obviously, you're still natural competing, but you just want to try your hand. He says, "Oh no," he said, "I'm still natural." He said, "But I'm still natural. So I'm only using Master on GH and diuretics." I said, "Well, you're not natural then." And he said, "Yeah, but I'm not doing as much as the other guys. So I'm still kind of natural." I said, "There is no kind of natural. You're either freaking natural or you are. So if you're injecting something that's steroids, because you couldn't now go back and go compete in those natural federations because you would not be considered natural." So I was just like, I just thought, what a ridiculous thing to say. I'm also a complete change. I just want to ask you a quick question. I'm a bit of a dilemma, right?
Yeah.
If you could get hold of Botox, very cheap,
Sure.
and you wanted to do it yourself, would you get somebody to do it for you that wasn't necessarily trained for the sake of saving like £500?
No.
Two things you said, Giles: cheap and Botox. That's like saying discount airlines.
I'm looking my age now, man. I look at least 35 now.
But you can
but you have to be, because I know my wife is into all that stuff. She stopped doing Botox, but she does a lot of different things for her face. She looks fantastic for a 53-year-old woman.
YouTube tutorial.
No, don't do it. I mean, you have to be at least a nurse practitioner. Not even a registered nurse can do it. You have to be a nurse practitioner or a medical doctor to do Botox. There's so many nerve endings in the face. If you screw up, you could paralyze part of your face permanently. You don't want to do that.
Okay.
Yeah. Don't do it, man.
I mean, like,
I'm sure Lauren would have a steady hand. I mean, if I asked her.
I mean, you might get lucky. It might be fine.
Make sure you do it live though, so everybody can see it, bro.
Oh my God! Now that would get some views,
dude. There
You're
you
welcome.
go.
Oh my God.
Well, if you're not going to do it on your channel, do it on mine. I'll have a Giles Botox watch party.
Episode 7, me with an eye patch.
Yeah, I'm sure YouTube is going to love that.
Giles,
brilliant.
Who is this? Leslie Ash. Who's that?
Oh God, she's there's someone that in the 90s she was in a TV show. Actually, she was on my favorite talk show, Jeremy Vine. She was on, and she's like she's unrecognizable now. She's had so much, like she looks like she's got a bit of a monkey face now. She was beautiful in the 90s. I know she's knocking on a bit now, but you can still grow old gracefully. It doesn't even look like the same. It doesn't even look like. In fact, you should Google it, Leslie Ash 90s, and then to now. You'd be shocked. You'd be like, that's not the same person.
Like Madonna, you know what I mean?
Oh, Madonna! I gotta say this, and this is my opinion, but Madonna looks horrid for her age.
It's just sad because she sometimes you just have to let it. Sometimes you have to let it go. I'm getting this now, man, and I see this every day. But it's cool. I'm cool with it, bro. It's like we're all going to the same place. Like, but Madonna it was Madonna, bro. Like she was just, I don't know.
She's a bit evil, though, isn't she?
Yeah,
I've seen her interviews, and I cringe. I literally because she's got such a mean streak in her. Like she wants you to know that she's the and people who are really the best, they don't need to do that. Do you know what I mean?
No.
You already know it. The interviewers are always on edge, and they're always like frightened, and you can see you're worried that they're going to say the wrong thing or ask the wrong question they were briefed not to ask. It's like I feel bad. I don't think she's very nice.
She lost me when she was married to Guy Ritchie years ago. She started speaking with this fake ass British accent all the time.
Like
we're like, can I say the B word? We're like, bitch, you're from Michigan. Who do you think you're kidding? So
dude, that was great.
Off a beach.
Love it.
No way,
Have you ever heard? I don't want to throw him under the bus, but have you heard Nathan Diasher and Samson's American accent? They're starting to use one now. Nathan used to actually, but do you know what? I actually asked Nathan. But it was at the 2017 Arnold Europe, and there was me, Rami. I'm sure Victor Martinez was there. Ruli was there, and it was in the reception of the hotel. And Nathan started, and I said, Nathan, what are you doing? He says, well, they can't understand me otherwise. Because I thought, why are you doing that? Why are you being so you're so weak, you're so affected? And he says, no, they don't understand me. And actually, when I've interviewed him before, I've said, look, mate, can you tone down the accent a bit and try and put on an American? Because we've got a better chance of you being understood with the way you speak, you know?
Liverpool. In some of his interviews, bro, I'm like, I have to I'll rewind it for a second and gotta listen. I'm like, okay. But sometimes it's like jargon you guys use. I'm like, oh,
slang.
But he's entertaining as shit though.
I'm going to completely. Sorry, can I just quickly? What do you think about I want to do tours with the athlete and maybe their coach. So I was thinking like a Nathan Diasher Stefan tour, because I mean he's really the up and comer. Okay. You've got the interesting dynamic of Nathan, who's a very, very good talker. I think he'd be great to tour with actually.
I would do Urs and Stefan.
Urs turned me down.
Oh no!
Oh. And yet he's going to the Prague show. He's going to the Prague show to win $2,000. To win, I was like, mate, you're going to be paid a lot more than $2,000 if I do a tour with you.
Wow.
So that's okay. Maybe he's busy. I don't know. He's just, I mean,
Will Nathan ever get to the States? That's a legitimate.
No. Well, he said, hang on, I'll check the text. I'll tell you what he's doing. I messaged him 2 days ago.
Getting a special letter from the Prime Minister.
Hang on, what's he in his Diasher? Oh yeah.
I want to hear Nathan's American accent. That's what I want to hear.
Me too. I do as well. This is what he thinks sometimes in the videos, man. He's funny as hell. He just cracked me up. I'm like, damn, what the hell did he just say, man?
Oh, I'm sure it's Dubai and Italy. I'm sure that's not on my message for some reason. Yeah, Dubai and Italy. But he said he knows he's got Andrew Jack to go up against, so that'll be an interesting one. I mean, Nathan looks like he's putting some size on, actually. He looks like he's, I think this competing again last year, it's got a bit of a renewed vigor, and I think it's working really well between him and Stefan. So imagine like a, caught up Nathan and looking better than ever and up against Andrew Jack. If Andrew Jack hasn't improved, I mean, what do you think? I mean, they're not poles apart, are they?
But Giles, who wins between if you got Andrew Jack and Nexzilla and Nathan at the Dubai show?
Sorry, who? Sorry,
Andrew Jack, Nexzilla,
and Nathan.
Andrew Jack. Shit, it depends on a lot of things, doesn't it? I don't think Rubiel's making the improvements that I think we're all expecting from him. I think for a few months he's been caught up in all the popularity and the sponsors going, we've got this new superstar, we've got to drag him everywhere. Because I've got a feeling, I'm not going to say we're going to be disappointed with Rubiel. I think he's going to, like Vito, he's going to need a couple more years before he really starts to shine. I think we're not going to see like what we saw with Nick Walker or Crizzo, and he's going to be like good right out the gate. But I think it's going to be a couple of years before we really see him start to scratch his potential. I think he'll do well this year. But I feel like at the moment, personally, it's instinctively, it's nothing I know, but it's just from what I'm seeing. I feel like they're dragging him here, there, and everywhere, and he's just managing to just about train. He needs to do a 12 months, disappear for 12 months, even 6 months, and doing in the trenches, like when Brandon Curry goes to Q8 and transforms. I feel like that's what he needs to do because
expectations are high, bro. Everybody's expecting to see something crazy, because Cormier's talking about him. All these guys are talking about this dude, man, and. For what we have, he's our Victor Richards, bro. He's our Victor Richards.
He's going to be good, but I think it's he might have to. The sponsors might go, oh shit, we need to back off here and maybe support him from afar and just let him give a bit like they did with Rafael. Rafael's had good support because he's slowly but steadily since 2017 has steadily moved up, and I think and it's worked for him,
Yeah, you can't rush.
So
You can't.
Not everyone can be like a Derek Lunsford and be boom straight out the gate, or Nick Walker or a Crizzo that's literally just hitting the ground running. Winning pro shows from day one.
That's the exception, not the rule. You know what I mean? That's those.
Yeah. But the fans see it, the new fans see it, and then they expect that from every single amateur that comes through, and it doesn't always work like that.
Well, social media expectations, man, because these guys look awesome on social media.
Yeah.
But they don't see the hard work and the real life that goes behind all these work. You know what I mean? Eating the food. That's not pretty. It's like David Johnston.
And I absolutely love Andrew Jackson. I think he's absolutely incredible. So what are you talking about?
Brits, Andrew haters.
I think he's awesome. I think he's a cool guy, which is completely separate from his physique. But I think he's amazing. And I think with a bit of time off, I'm very excited to see how he's going to look this year. Because imagine Andrew Jack with some significant improvements this year. I mean, he was what, 5th at the Olympia, and he wasn't in shape. I mean, he wasn't, and still making top 6. I mean, if he'd have been sharper, he'd have beat Brandon.
Yeah.
And in relation to what Dave's saying there, she did a fantastic job because I was there. Samson on the Saturday night finals did exactly what we all wanted and expected him to do, that he did at the Arnold the year before, from day 1 to day 2, but what he didn't do at the Arnold Classic Ohio 2 weeks before, because he looked kind of the same, if not worse, at the finals. But at the UK,
David, what's up, brother?
That Life Pulse?
He looks amazing.
Yeah.
Was that Life Pulse?
Yeah, Dave. What's up, David? Thanks for stopping by.
Yeah, bro. Long time.
So
Dallas, what do you think about Hunter? Did you see Hunter condition for 295?
Yeah, it looks good. I'm not jumping up and down. It's not like when Derek Lunsford came out of the Pittsburgh and it was like, holy shit. Yeah. I mean, he's looking good. I mean, I don't see that he's made improvements to his body parts. He's bigger, but he's like Ramy was for several years, where he's just a bigger same version with the same flaws and the same strengths. So I'd be more impressed if he came and he had like really thick lower lats But I mean, he's improving. He's improving. He's coming in bigger and heavier. And I think 295, the condition he was in at 295, I mean, he had striations in his legs and his abs were pretty tight. I mean, for off season, that was pretty bloody impressive. What do you think?
Yeah, I was very impressed. Ever since I saw him in Tampa last year, man, I'm kind of a Hunter believer. When I saw him in that Tampa show, was way super. I wish you could have saw that in person, Giles, because he was just spot on, right?
Can I quickly say one thing? Hunter was one of the guys like Andrew in 22 at the Olympia, where I kind of got the hype when I saw him. Mm-hmm. Like when I saw the Olympia, I was like, I kind of get it. He is bloody good, actually. You can pull him apart in pictures, but in the flesh, he's impressive.
And the quads were so big and striated. He's got some of the best quads in the sport, man. And he peaked perfectly, but again, didn't translate to Texas. And again, at the Olympia, we just fell apart. But he's getting it. It's coming, man. I think it's coming. But the sport right now is so good, Giles. With you got Hottie, you got Samson, you got all these guys. So Hunter, like, he may never hit that top 3 or top 5. He may always be that 5th, 6th, which isn't bad. He's popular. You make money, but it's very competitive. And you got Rubiel coming, Andrew Jack. So it's just Nick's coming back. So it's crowded from, say, that 4th through 8th spot that we can kind of see down the road.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, I'm a huge fan of it after I saw that. And when he walked past me and he wasn't super tall, that's kind of what got me. I'm like, holy shit, this dude isn't like super tall and he's this big. So I've been kind of impressed with what I saw that too. You know what I mean? Plus, I'm a big fan of his old man's too. So to see him like he's getting out of his own. He's starting to kind of separate himself. He'll never be as good as Lee Labrada, but
I think he'll always be for however long he wants to compete, I think he'll always be a top 10 Olympia guy. I think he's always going to be like I don't think he's a top 6 guy anymore, because I think there's too many good guys coming through, and he is improving, but I think he's always going to hold that 6th to 10th, which is, there's no shame in that. But I've got a feeling, sorry, on a completely other tangent, I've got a feeling that Missy, Clarida, and Hadi are all going to get their titles back this year.
Wow.
Good prediction.
Yeah.
I just want to address Dave Thomas's question real quick. Dave, Rafael 1st place, Tonio Burton 2nd, 3rd is GoodVito.
Yeah.
Danny 4th is Andre.
Yeah,
5th, Alan Bananaman, and 6th is William Martins.
Okay.
I agree.
Let's wrap this up. Go around. So, Mike, top 5.
I'm going Tonio in the upset.
Good.
Rafael.
Something different.
GoodVito. Andre. And William Martin.
Okay. Giles Tiger.
Do you think there's any? I mean, based upon what we've seen from these prejudging, do you think anything's going to change tonight? Do you think Tonio's going to get better or Rafael's going to get worse, and it's going to flip flop? Because I've got Rafael not clear first, but he's comfortably in first. Because for me, he takes the side and the front shots. I mean, from the back, it's lights out with Tonio. I mean, he's got some of the. He looks like a pro, like a heavyweight back on a 212. An open guy on a 212, like that level of the disparity. So sorry, going back to my question. Anyway, so yeah, do you think anything can change tonight? I mean, do you think because it's only a few hours, isn't it?
Yeah, it's 4 hours.
Yeah,
they'll probably be on stage in 5 hours. I think realistically, from right now, they're going to be back on stage.
Yeah, well, I think I think Rafael's got it. I think Tonio's second, and I think Tonio will be really. I think I can see him winning Detroit. Vito third. I forgot his name again. What's his name? Andre. Sorry,
Andre Carlisle.
Yeah, he's a new guy that I saw that picture this morning and I thought, oh, it's Nathan, and I was like, holy shit, it's not. And yeah, he's won. He's a real you remember when Wellington Nescau.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, Wellington Nescau. Yeah,
we were all talking about him. We were all raving about him, and he was the breakout star. I feel like Andre. I forgot his game again. I feel like Andre is the breakout, in this one, and I think he's got 4th, possibly 5th. But I think I'd have him in 4th. I think he deserves 4th. But I really like that Banana man. I really like. I think I said go and check the pictures tomorrow when they come out, and I think you'll be more impressed when you see the photos, because I was last year when he competed last year, because he's, for a tall guy with such nice balance and a nice amount of muscle, he's got very, very good condition and separation for an open guy. Isn't it sad that we're saying that? He's got size and separation for an open guy. Because we're so used to seeing the classic guys shredded and separated and no blurry delts. You can see all 3 heads and you can see striations in their rear delts, which it's sad, isn't it, really, in one way. So what was I saying? Banana man. I think William Martins. I've got him. I agree with Jen.
Okay, fair enough. I'm gonna go not too crazy different from anybody else really, but Rafael, Tonio, Vito. I don't think too many people are doubting that, except for Mike. Mike, I actually hope it goes your way, Mike, because otherwise we're just kind of echoing each other. 4th. I give it to Andre too. I like this Andre a lot, and I think
side chest. Have a look at side chests.
I'd still give William 5th over Banana Man at this point.
Banana Man.
I think he might sort.
I love that name.
He's not going to sort his posing out in a couple hours, but he might come back. Color was a little murky. Didn't like that color. Was not doing him any favors. Vito and William, I hope they didn't get tanned by the same people, man. They're getting
but Vito could fix that for tonight, couldn't he? He could fix it. If he's got somebody in his corner that says, right, take him to the top, take him to this tanning guy and get it freaking done properly. Because I don't know what he's done. Because if they're using tanners from the venue, then they should all theoretically have the same tan, unless he's got some weird, some weird skin or something, or maybe his skin wasn't prepped properly or whatever. But so that's what I think.
All right, well. Let's wrap it up because we got finals to take care of not long from now. It's almost 2 p.m., so a little more than 4 hours. We will be back. Giles, go to bed. You need your rest. That's why
it's 6:49. It's 6. I actually want a nap. I actually do want a nap because I kind of passed out off the legs because that's twice I've done legs this week, and I hit a wall towards the end of the workout, and I just went, Lauren, we've got to go. So I literally can't. I was doing extensions and adductors or whatever. I was like, I feel like I've really, and I literally came back and just bumped out for cold for about half an hour. Just I'd have it was weird. It was a really good session.
Take care of yourself, Giles. We need the tiger. We need this tiger. Not seeing without you, man. I'm not going to wear it tonight. I'll put my Arnold shirt.
And next week we've got to do the old self Botox, and I'll do it when I'm drunk.
Well,
oh no!
I think you should probably be drunk, but not Lauren.
Yeah. No, I'll do it myself.
And we'll get demonetized.
Yeah.
Views, bro.
Mutilation on YouTube.
Yeah. Go viral.
Cool. Well,
Come on, man. I'll give myself a sex change as well.
Yeah. So big thanks in order. This team here, Jen Gerisi in New York. Mike, not in Ohio. He's in Florida these days, guys. Get it straight. Giles over in the United Kingdom and me here in Boston. Appreciate all you guys who joined us on the chat. Come back in a few hours. We're going to be here at 6 p.m. Eastern to see how the predictions shake out. Could Tonio upset Rafael? Stranger things have happened, guys, in bodybuilding. I would not fall out of my chair if that happens. But I do have Rafael winning, as most people seem to have him right now. We'll see what happens, guys. It's always interesting to see how things change just in the space of a few hours. In the confirmation round, they do sometimes move up and down in the placings. Things change. So nothing's set in stone. Come on back later for the finals for the 2024 Arnold Classic South America, happening right now in Sao Paolo, Brazil. Appreciate you guys so much. Thanks. Subscribe, like, share, do all that good stuff. And we'll see you just soon here in a few hours. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.